Did you get a word in? Because he couldn't. No, I will.
I'd like to call this meeting of the Princeton City Council to order. Clerk, call the roll.
Mayor Mabry.
Here.
Councilmember Newman.
Here.
Gomez.
Here.
McCall.
Here.
McCray.
Would you please stand? And join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're going to start the meeting out with public comment. We have public comment at the beginning of the meeting as well as at the end. We ask that you limit your comments if possible to 3 minutes, and if anyone would like to speak, please come to the microphone and state your name. Otherwise, you have a second chance at the end of the meeting. Very good. Now we'll go ahead and approve the minutes, please.
Move that we approve the minutes from our regular council meeting on April 7th, 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the minutes. Any questions or comments from the council?
Yes, I'd like to make a point of order if I could, Mayor.
Okay.
I'd like to the discussion to make an amendment to vote number 4, specifically the statement that says with the exception of an objection. And I'm not trying to argue in any way, Councilman Newman. I'm just saying that the way it's written is not parliamentary. There should be an objection first that the mayor rules on. Then you can make an exception to the objection. So it's either written wrong or it was preceded wrong.
And we're talking about which item here?
Vote number 4, roll call for the budget. So it was for the budget 025.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not trying to.
No.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So it's just the way parliamentary rules are, is that you would object first, and then the mayor would make a ruling on that, and then you would make the exception to the objection.
So we announced this,
I'm just saying the minutes are.
we announced the ordinance,
Mm-hmm.
and then as we go around.
You would make the objection
object.
then, and then he would have to say yea or nay on that. And then when it came back around, you
Then we would vote.
say exception to the objection.
Okay, I think I got it. Let's give it a try.
What we're voting on is the accuracy of the minutes.
Right. Yeah.
And I think the minutes are accurate. You can make a notation of your point of order.
Amended to, for that vote for, yes. And
Okay.
so if we follow the procedure, parliamentary procedure for these next.
Well, I'm going to do it again tonight, so.
Yeah, so then that might be that you would make an objection first. The mayor would make his ruling on that objection, and if he says no, that item stays in there, then when we come back around to vote on that, then
Okay.
you can make your exception to his objection.
Got it, I can do that.
And I can leave that item in there.
And then, the objection, the exception to the objection would be in there.
Okay.
Yeah, just like it is now.
All right, let's see how we work this out. Here we go. Okay. So, any other questions or comments concerning the first minutes? Okay, very good. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
And Mayor Reed.
Aye. Thank you. Now we're on to the second set of minutes, please.
I move that we approve the minutes from our special council meeting on April 15th, 2025.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions or comments from council concerning those minutes? Seeing none, clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
And Mayor Reed.
Aye. Thank you. Now we're on to our invoices, please, with City Clerk Janet Henry.
In the Department of Accounts and Finances, we have $83,722.94. In the Department of Streets and Public Improvements, $50,913.89. The Department of Public Safety, $140,801.77. And in the Department of Public Property and Utilities, $800,064.49, with a grand total of $1,075,503.09. Mayor, all council members present have confirmed their reviews of all invoices and are now submitted for disposition.
I move that we approve the invoices as presented.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions or comments from the council? Seeing none, clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
And Mayor Mabry.
Aye. Thank you. Now on to our ordinances, please.
Next on the agenda, we have ordinance O-25-009, authorizing a fiscal budget for corporate purposes for the fiscal year commencing on May 1, 2025, and ending April 30th, 2026. This is the second and final reading.
I move that we approve ordinance O-25-009.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions or comments from the council?
I have a comment there. It's, I will approve the entire budget. But I take exception to line number 11-000-741. This is under economic development. And there is a $25,000 payment to the Princeton Chamber of Commerce that I don't think is justified.
Very good, duly noted. We'll go ahead and continue the vote.
Do you need to make a ruling on his,
John?
for a reason why that is unjustified? You have to, a rule to his objection.
Go ahead, John. Listen.
Well, I think his objection is what it is. It's not, in your estimation, sufficient. I think we ought to make, again, a point of order and
object to it now. If we cast votes, I will or won't succeed in my objection if this ordinance
The way
passes.
I understand the rules is that when you make an objection, the mayor has to rule on that
Okay.
objection, and then we would go through, and then you would say, well, I make an exception to that.
Okay.
So if I just acknowledge the objection, we can just move on to the vote.
Yeah, we can vote.
Let's do that, okay? I'm good with that.
All right.
Okay, we're good with that? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
I will make an aye with the simple fact that I totally approve the ruling on that one, $25,000 for economic development, to be given for the purposes of the city being used for a specific reason of the fireworks.
McCall.
Aye.
McCrankey.
Aye.
And Mayor Mabry.
Aye, thank you.
Next on the agenda, we have ordinance O-25-010, revising the solar credit to 0.038 per kilowatt hour. This is the second and final reading.
I move that we approve ordinance O-25-010.
Second.
We have motion second. Any questions from the council on that? That was Jeff explained to us. It's an annual thing that we adjust those numbers based on the folks that are using solar panels and how we purchase back their power. Very good. Clerk, call roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCrankey.
Aye.
And Mayor Mabry.
Aye.
Next on the agenda, we have resolution R-25-012, authorizing a labor agreement between the City of Princeton Professional Firefighters Local 4308 and the City of Princeton.
I move that we approve resolution R-25-012.
Second.
We have a motion second. We'll let Teresa go ahead and elaborate on this, please.
Well, I'll just touch briefly on this, as we've already reviewed this with council. In your packet, you have the entire agreement included, with a few additions to the last contract, but the main component that you'd be considering is on page 35, Appendix A. It has the 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year wage increase, 6% in the first year, 3.5% in the second year, and 3.5% in the third year. Any specific questions, though, you can.
Well, I object to the fact that they cook such darn good food when I come in here. I can smell it every time I
You
come
tell
in.
they could sell it on their way out.
They do a mean breakfast, too. I've smelled that sometimes. So. Okay, very good. Any additional questions or comments from council? Clerk, call roll.
I just want to state that I know these contracts and stuff with the city are very important, and it's always go ahead and try to take care of those that are putting themselves in danger for the sake of saving either property or lives. So this is one mistake.
Thank you, Hector. Okay, ready? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCrankey.
Aye.
And Mayor Mabry.
Aye, thank you.
Next, we have resolution R-25-013, authorizing a labor agreement between the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, local union number 51, and the City of Princeton.
I move that we approve resolution R-25-013.
Second.
We have a motion second, and again, Teresa's going to elaborate with this and explain it's the street department, not the electrical department.
This one is a little bit different in terms of how we normally handle our contracts. They only requested an extension of a year on their contract, so we did not amend anything within the verbiage of the contract, just the wages is what we focused on. We had a little bit of a wage gap, or a little bit more than a little bit, wage gap in a couple of positions. So on page 22 of their packet, Appendix 1, the wage scale, you'll see the adjustment to labor, Operator 1 and Operator 2. All the other positions did not have a wage adjustment. They will just be seeing a 3.5% wage increase.
Good. Any additional comments from the council? Seeing none, clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCrankey.
Aye.
And Mayor Mabry.
Aye, thank you.
Next, we have resolution 25-25-014, authorizing the award of contracts to low bidders for water treatment chemicals for 2025.
I move that we approve Resolution R-25-014.
Second.
Motion and second. If you would, Teresa, just elaborate how we doing on those, just in general. I know we had a rate increase concerning water to reflect those chemicals. Is that right?
Yes, chemicals have increased significantly. You want me to read?
No, that's not just. Did it come in about where we thought, or are we still getting shocked?
There's still an increase, but it is at least you can kind of keep some of the companies in check. The only reason that laughs is I can't even pronounce half of these chemicals. So,
sure.
But we have Brentag with 3 of the chemicals, Rowell Chemical with sodium hydrochloride, is that one I can say, and S.J. Smith Company with our carbon dioxide. So it is kind of divided up between a couple different companies. So.
Very good. Okay, thank you very much. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
And Mayor Mabry.
Aye. Thank you.
Next, we have Resolution R-25-015, a resolution for maintenance under the Illinois Highway Code Section 25-0000000GM.
I move that we... Will you finish?
Yeah, got it.
You got it, over there? Okay. I move that we approve Resolution R-25-015.
Second.
Motion second, and again, we'll refer you, Teresa. This is our MFT money, is that correct?
This is our portion of MFT. This resolution will then go to IDOT, and then that will start the process of the bidding process for MFT, and then we'll also be starting the bidding process for the general fund as well. So,
Good, thank you. Any questions from the council? Otherwise, clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
And Mayor Mabry.
Aye, thank you.
Next, we have City of Princeton Benefits Handbook and Personnel Manual Update.
See, need a motion on that?
We do?
Okay,
I move that we approve the City of Princeton Benefits Handbook and Personnel Manual updates.
Second.
Motion and second. Again, we'll go back to Teresa for any elaboration on that.
really, the gist of both of these is just cleaning up some of the language that was kind of wishy-washy, I guess I'll describe it as. Just making sure it's more definitive in the language. And then adding in a couple of the new laws like the part-time, or what is the PLAWA Act for part-time labor. So really, nothing
Drastic.
just hadn't been done since 2018. Yeah.
Good for you.
Very good. Any questions from the council? Seeing none, clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
And Mayor Mabry.
Aye, thank you.
We have several board member announcements to make tonight. These are board member reappointments. Under the Board of Directors of the Firefighters Pension Fund, we have Brian Berlin to fill a 3-year term ending April 30th, 2028. Under the Board of Trustees of the Police Pension Fund, we have Cal Grammer to fill a 2-year term ending April 30th, 2027. Under the Plan Commission Board of Zoning Appeals, we have Carol Bird, Matt Keitzer, and James Scruggs to fill a 3-year term ending April 30, 2028. And then under the Tree Commission Committee, we have Dennis Taylor, Andy Dye, and Lex Poppins to fill a 2-year term ending April 30th, 2027.
Very good. We have a motion second. Any questions from the council? Seeing none, clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
And Mayor Mabry.
Aye, thank you. Now we'll go on to our city manager report with Teresa Whitnauer.
I have nothing else.
Good, thank you. Under the mayor's report, we've got a proclamation that I'd like to read. It's for Arbor Day, and it's just a little lengthy, but I think it's good stuff. City of Princeton, Illinois Arbor Day proclamation. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas the legislature of the state of Illinois has adopted an act designating Arbor Day, and by that act has designated the last Friday of April as Arbor Day. Whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas it is the purpose of this designation of the state throughout the nation to encourage the planting of trees and to promote their protection and care, and to ensure their beauty and usefulness. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. And whereas, through the cooperation of all residents of our city of Princeton, the beneficial effects of tree planting can be increased, and we can pass an enduring heritage of beauty and utility to succeeding generations of Princeton. I, therefore, Raymond M. Mabry, Mayor of the City of Princeton, do hereby proclaim Friday, April 25th, as Arbor Day in the City of Princeton, and I urge all residents to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands and to support our city's urban forestry program. And I urge all citizens to observe this day by planting one or more trees. Dated this 21st day of April, 2025. Now, to go along with that, I just wanted to report, I know we've had this discussion with the council about the tree board and how active they are. So, on Saturday, the tree board, in cooperation with a number of entities, planted 100 new trees at Oakland Cemetery. The board consists of Dennis Taylor, Brian Taylor, David Hornbaker, Kelly Autry-Weber, Lex Poppins, and Andy Dye. Employee team members from Taylor's Way and Hornbaker Gardens participated very actively. There was a big turnout there, as well as volunteers from the public. City employee Eric Elberg was there with his wife and their 4 sons, also actually participating all morning long, watering the trees and mulching them. So it's a combined effort of a lot of people to get 100 new trees planted at Oakland Cemetery, which is a great service. We appreciate those trees. So with that said, we hug a tree, and trees are very beneficial in our community in a positive manner. That's it for my mayor's report. We'll go now to any old business before the council. Is there any new business before the council?
I would just like to say that thank you for doing that summary for the invoices. What a handy little tool right at the end. It worked out good. You're welcome.
Good. If I could, then, I know that this is our last council meeting for Marty McCransky, and Marty said no farewell, but Marty, I tell you, when I was on the council, when they said goodbye to me, they at least let you take your plaque home with you. This is nice. You can put that on your desk, kind of nice little momentum of your 4 years. Mm-hmm. We appreciate your 4 years of service, and we know behind every council man or woman is a spouse that's helping to support that. So we want to say thank you to you and to your wife. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Okay, now we're down to public comment period. Any public comment? I guess, Jerry, we're ready to adjourn.
Okay. I move that we adjourn our regular meeting this evening and reconvene for our next council meeting on Monday, May 5, 2025, 6 p.m. at City Hall.
Motion second. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
And Mayor Mabry.
Aye. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned. Feel free to stick around and talk to your council members.
Congratulations to last Saturday, all 100 trees they planted?
100 trees.
Fantastic.
No, they did the whole
There's just